Hi, and welcome back to another episode on the Success with Savita podcast. I'm Savita, and today I am talking about a topic which is not most people's favorite, the subject of discipline. What does real discipline look like? We often hear people say, I need more discipline, or if only I was more disciplined, I'd achieve all my goals. But what is discipline? In fact, I've heard the word discipline a lot more from my parents, maybe saying, I don't have enough discipline, or I'm not disciplined enough, or the teachers saying this to me growing up. I think I hadn't said this to myself enough. I've thought it, but maybe not said it out aloud. But yeah, it's not really everyone's topic of interest, right? But what is discipline really? Is it waking up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., working until midnight, or pushing yourself to exhaustion? Or is it something deeper, more sustainable, and more meaningful? Today, I want to unpack this idea for you and for myself. I think as I did some research into this topic before I could talk about it here today, we'll explore what real discipline looks like in life, work, health, personal growth, maybe even finances, how it differs from punishment or perfectionism, and steps to build it practically no matter what your goals are right now. So grab your coffee, go for a walk, or simply tune in with your journal or while running an errand, and let's get into it. When I think about discipline, I remember the times I misunderstood it. I thought discipline was forcing myself to work through either feeling tired, burnout, or punishing myself when I didn't stick to a plan. I thought discipline was about rigidity, about never missing a workout, about studying X number of hours for an exam, never eating the cake, never sleeping in, all of that. But over the years, through personal experience and working with hundreds of clients, I've realized real discipline is not about punishment, it's about devotion. Let me say that again. Real discipline is about devotion and not about punishment. It's about showing up for what you truly care about, even when motivation fades. It's about making decisions that align with your long term vision, not just your short term comfort. It's about being honest with yourself about what you want and what it takes to get there, and then creating systems that support it. Let's break this down further. What does real discipline look like in real life? First, discipline is quiet. It isn't loud and glamorous like social media makes it out to be. You won't always post about it. It's in the small decisions you make daily. Waking up when your alarm rings instead of snoozing 10 times, choosing a healthier breakfast, even when you feel like skipping it, saying no to another Netflix episode. Oh, I'm so guilty of this. When you know you need sleep, opening your laptop to work on your goals, even when you don't feel like it. It's in these seemingly small decisions that big results are built. Second, discipline is compassionate, not harsh. It holds you accountable, but with love. For example, if you miss a workout, discipline doesn't say, you're useless, you'll never get fit, you're too lazy for this, you don't have the hard work that you need to be putting in, you're not capable of the hard work that you need to be putting in. Real discipline says, okay, today didn't go as planned. Let's move our body tomorrow and get back on track. When your discipline comes from compassion, it becomes sustainable. When it comes from self loathing or shame, you burn out or rebel. Third, real discipline is about consistency, not intensity. Oh my gosh, how much I've had to learn this lesson over and over again and practicing and trying and keeping at it. And consistency is something that does not come easily to me. I'm on to the next thing and gone. But let me repeat that it's about consistency and not intensity. Many people think discipline is about doing something extreme like going to the gym for 3 hours or whatever, 7 days a week, waking up at 4 a.m., doing a 10-kilometer run, or meditating for an hour daily. Nobody does that, I think, other than the Dalai Lama. And there are a few deep practitioners of it, of course. But you get the point. But the truth is, it's about small, consistent efforts over a long time. 20 minutes of focused study every day will do more for you in the long run than 4 hours crammed once a week. This is why so many people fail with New Year resolutions. They start with huge goals. I will run a 10K marathon, or I will run 10K or 5K every morning, when they haven't walked a kilometer in months. Real discipline knows how to start small and build up. Fourth, discipline is about choices, not feelings. If you rely on feeling motivated, you will only act when it feels good. Real discipline acts regardless of temporary feelings. Does this mean ignoring your emotions completely? No. But it means recognizing that you can feel tired and still go for a walk. You can feel resistance and still open your laptop to write content or that book. You can feel scared and still take action. This is where discipline becomes a superpower because most people wait for perfect conditions before taking action. Real discipline creates its own conditions. Fifth, discipline looks different for different seasons of life. Your discipline as a student will look different when you're a new parent or a CEO or an athlete, and that's okay. Real discipline adapts to life seasons but stays rooted in your bigger goals and values and who you are in that moment in your life. For instance, if you have a newborn, all right, you're a new parent, new mom, your workouts may be shorter or your work hours reduced, but your discipline might be in showing up with full presence for your child or taking care of yourself, your body, your sleep, so you can care for them. When life gets busy, discipline doesn't mean forcing the same routine. It means adjusting while staying true to your priorities. Sixth, discipline is freedom. Most people think discipline is restriction, but ironically, discipline gives you freedom. When you're disciplined with your money, you have financial freedom. When you're disciplined with your health, you have energy freedom. When you're disciplined with your time, you have the freedom to spend it intentionally. Jocko Willing, a retired Navy SEAL, says discipline equals freedom. And it's true. The more disciplined you are in building habits and systems, the more free you become to live life on your own terms and not according to anybody else's. Because discipline is about controlling your impulses. So, how can you start cultivating real discipline in your life today, knowing some of these things? And if any one of them hits home, that's great, right? That's a great starting point. Here are 6 practical steps to begin with. Number 1, define your why. You won't have to do this for everything, but define it for most important things that you valued, right? Define your why. Discipline without purpose becomes punishment. Why do you want to wake up earlier? Why do you want to save money? Why do you want to build a business? Anchor into your bigger vision. Business or side hustle, or why do you want to get that promotion? Any of that, okay? Fill in the blanks. Anchor into your bigger vision. Start small. Second, if you want to read more, start with 5 pages. If you want to meditate, start with 2 minutes. If you want to walk, walk a kilometer or 5 minutes. Build the habit first before expanding it. Sometimes we tend to put, I'm going to do this, and this is going to be my fitness plan, but it's going to be so hard to execute, right? Because it may not always work out the way you want it to. Number 3, remove friction. Make it easy to act. Lay out your workout clothes at night. Keep your journal by your bedside. This is something that I've started to do. I would only journal at my work desk, and that meant that some days I would end up skipping it, but now I keep it by my bedside table. Prep your meals in advance, be others. Discipline is easier when you design your environment to support it. Be consistent, not perfect. Missing a day doesn't mean failure. Just pick up again the next day, focus on the long game. Number 5, have accountability. Tell a friend your goals, hire a coach, join a group, get accountability. Discipline grows in community and accountability. You know those running groups, those different writing retreats that writers are a part of. All of this really helps. Number 6, practice self compassion. When you slip up, instead of berating yourself and beating yourself about it, reflect, adjust, and move forward. Put kindness. Harsh self talk destroys discipline over time. Once in a way, yeah, you need to say, okay, I need to pull myself together, get my act together, and move on. But if you're going to say that to yourself every day, it loses meaning. Remember, real discipline is not about controlling every moment of your life. It's about aligning your actions with your values and goals and doing it with consistency and kindness. Aim for 80%. When you're doing very well at 80%, aim for 85, right? It's about becoming someone you can trust for yourself, someone you can rely on to do what they say they'll do. You'll start to build more confidence because ultimately discipline builds self-trust and self-trust builds confidence, and which then fuels your goals, dreams, that big, hairy, audacious life that you deserve. And as we wrap up today's episode, I want you to reflect. Where in your life do you need to build more discipline right now? What small step can you take today to honor that area? How can you practice discipline with devotion, not punishment? I hope this episode helped reframe discipline for you from something restrictive to something liberating. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a family friend, family member, a friend who needs to hear this today. And as always, tag me if you write a post on this or on Instagram. And I'd love to see your wins. And if you have a moment, leave me a rating and a review if you're on Apple Podcasts, and rating on Spotify. A 5-star rating, please, so this message reaches more people who need it. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I'll see you next week with another episode to support your growth journey. Until then, stay disciplined with devotion and keep creating the life you desire.